and you're watching Celt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Today is our first actual cooking day, and our first conquest is going to be that special recipe that's so simple, so delicious, it can only be known as tacos. Alright, we're going to start with an ingredient list. A pound of ground beef, lean please. A bunch of taco shells. As much cheese as you like. And some lettuce. I like to use romaine. We're going to cook everything in a nice frying pan. Now you're going to turn on your stove and then just set it to high heat. You want to get your pan nice and hot before you put the meat on there. One way to check to see if your pan is hot enough before you start cooking your meat is to let some of the blood dribble onto the pan. And once it flash fries, that's when you know that it's ready to put all your meat on and then just start cutting it up with your spatula. You want to get it down into nice manageable chunks. Because my pan has a weird lining, I have to use a plastic spatula. If you've got a regular pan, then you could just use any kind of spatula you like. But you want to get it into nice manageable sized chunks and then just let it sit for a wee bit. You get it boiling so that all that grease and water just start to evaporate. But I'm not going to lie to you, it takes a while, about 15 minutes, and it can be pretty boring. Yes, pretty boring indeed. Ugh, look at that kitchen. I am so sorry. Alright, as you can see, our meat is starting to brown a wee bit, so we're going to cut up into slightly more manageable chunks and stir it around a wee bit more. Go from those amorphous blobs that we had to about marble-sized chunks of meat. And then just keep cutting and eventually it's going to get, done. It's just going to take a while. Wipe off your spatula because you want to get some of that nasty raw meat off. Sometimes I like to practice my knife skills while I wait. For example, this is a slash to the throat and then a stab to the chest. I'm sorry about the light in the background. I didn't realise it was there. You're getting a definite behind-the-scenes view of my kitchen. My condolences. As you can see, our meat has started to cook even further. It's gone from a nice pinkish colour to a bit of a greyish brown. And there's very little grease or water left for us to have to wait to evaporate. But we still have to cut up into even more manageable chunks. Sometimes you can play the knife game with yourself. Don't cut your fingers, or it hurts. As you can see right now, there really is no water or grease evaporating. That means that at this point, our meat is starting to brown. When meat browns, it gets a nice bit of a crunchy texture to it, and a different taste than when you just let it sit. Be careful when you use a knife to scratch your nose. Stir it up a wee bit. Make sure it's nice and, small chunks. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Alright, we're going to take our taco packet and empty it out onto our skillet. Don't worry about covering it yet because we're going to turn down our heat a wee bit and empty about half a cup to 3/4 cup of water. And then just stir that around, make sure that the sauce kind of covers all the meat. Just set it to simmer for a wee bit. We want to make sure that all of those juices get into the meat and permeate everything. Oh, it's going to be delicious. We're going to preheat our oven to about 350 degrees so that we can bake our taco shells. One way to tell that your meat is ready is when the sauce no longer collects in the pan. It just kind of has coated all of the meat perfectly. See? It doesn't pool, it just kind of leaves little streaks. That's how you want it. Turn off your stove, get your baking pan ready, and put some aluminium foil down on top. This way you don't have to worry about cleanup later. And then get your shells ready, and just stack them up. I like to fill them about halfway full, and doing it this way should allow for enough room for cheese. Depending on how full you make your taco shells, you should be able to get about 12 tacos per pound of meat. I used a wee bit more than that, so I'm going to be able to get maybe 11 tacos per pound. Then get your cheese. About a medium handful should be able to fill 2 of them. I like a lot of cheese, so this winds up being about a cup of cheese. It looks full, but that'll all melt down. so that you can cram whatever extra ingredients you like. For instance, avocado if you like an avocado, whatever. Set your oven timer to about 5 minutes. That's how long it'll take for the cheese to melt and the taco shells to crispen up. Now, we're going to do what any responsible adult does and put away the leftovers. I like to use nice Tupperware. You can use whatever you like. Tupperware freezes well and it stores quite nicely in the refrigerator. And tacos, of course, can be used in a variety of ways, such as nachos, taco soup, or just making more tacos later in the day. And then just take away your pan to wash or whatever. I am sorry about this. I should have filmed the perfect frame of tacos, but I didn't. So we're just going to take out our individual tacos and just cram them full of lettuce. As you can sort of see, the cheese is a wee bit melted. As much lettuce as you like, and you got yourself a meal. Well, that was our episode. I hope you enjoyed. More importantly, I hope you're going to enjoy your meal, because I know I'm about to. You're watching Count Can Cook, where we encourage young men and women to have the confidence and confidence they need to conquer the kitchen. And hopefully feed themselves on the cheap, eh?